Hey everyone, we're back with another Let's Play, and your boy, Patrick Ross, leading the squad. So in the previous episode, we beat the boss on the first map, and we've moved on to the second desert-like map. I think we ended with some upgrades to the team, so we're going to just quickly look and see what everyone has. So my avatar, the confused leader of the squad, leveled up completely, so you can only gain 3 total levels in this game, and this unit is already up to the 3rd level, so I've got 2 extra health, along with 1 other movement. I think this avatar is maybe the most standard because it balances out both health and movement. Excellent. Our mid-range unit, led by Lily, has already leveled up to gain additional health. And finally, Archimedes, really the smartest member of the squad, has gained a level as well, and he has +3 grid defense. And I don't know, man. I don't know what that does. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna, kind of ignore that. All right, great. So we beat the Lone Mesa. Let's go check out Storm Summit because it's got another health bar, and I always want to get more health bars. It looks like the special ability of this particular map is going to be a Cataclysm. The entire row here is dropping off the map. I'm going to put my particular unit as close as possible to the Blast Scion because I knew I'm going to want to get rid of whatever passive bonuses that unit has. All right, we're all here. Lily, Archimedes, and your boy, Patrick Ross, ready to protect. Cool. Yeah, so I think we saw the Beetle. We saw both of these units last game. The Beetle charges in. When I'm saying the Beetle, I mean this armor-plated guy. And the Scarab is a long-range unit. So what really makes me wonder sometimes is like just the way the AI works, because this Beetle has now moved onto the Cataclysm, and we know that the attack order, the environment moves first. And so he's going to fall off the map before he gets a chance to move. So it doesn't really make sense to me for that particular unit to be where he is. Let's start off by just getting rid of the Blast Scion, which is giving a passive bonus. I think it causes the other units to perhaps explode when they die. I'm not exactly sure. I'm also going to move this unit onto the Cataclysm. So I know both of those are going to now collapse. Lily at the beginning of the game can move anywhere basically on the board, which is excellent. I think I'm going to move up to block this spawn point. And the motivation, maybe, I know I've said in the past that it's unclear when you do and don't want to block spawn points. On this map, it makes a lot of sense to block spawn points because we know that grids are going to be falling off. And so, we know that rows are going to be falling off the map. And so next turn, I would expect this row to fall off the map. So the spawn point that's there will be gone. All right, let's end our turn here. So yeah, remember the entire team gets experience when no specific member kills the enemy. Okay, great. I'm not sure if this is just kind of a lucky coincidence about the way the map's working or not, but now we just have this one opponent. And again, this opponent is just on the spawn zone. So again, I don't really have anything I want to do besides just block these spawn points. And I'm just going to heal the units. Remember, the healing is always an option. I think it's something that you could forget quite easily, but it's always there. Always an option. All right, great. I think this is going to be a really good level. I'm very excited. Okay, yeah. So this is just kind of awkward now because there's no enemies. And we're winning so hard that it's just kind of sad. And I could if you heal, but I'm not going to because I don't want to. Just again, we got to stun on them just a little bit, just a little stun. And that's it. We did it. We saved this particular map. Oh, okay. We had a bonus that we didn't achieve. I didn't even look. We could have killed We could have tried to kill 7 enemies and we failed at that. So perhaps that would have been one incentive for us to let the units spawn and then kill them. I think it's fine the way it worked out. All right, great. Let's do another one. Again, I always want the ones that have health. Health being sort of what we always want to keep our minds on, protecting these buildings. That's our first objective every single game. At least for my play style. I think that's the way I always think about it. Okay, great. And we have something new, spicing it up. We got a pod. We got a pod on the dance floor that we might want to collect. And remember, if we move into this space, we get this pod. Sorry, is it called a time capsule? We get this time pod. Sorry, that will give us a bonus at the end of the game, which could be really cool. Perhaps a new person, maybe some extra money, reactors, cash. Maybe it's just the love and affection of all the people we're saving who we never get to see on screen. Okay, great. So the enemies on this particular map to start off with, we've got the Scarab again, the long range attack, Scorpion, who I think we have seen before, 3 health, and he does 1 damage. And this Volatile Vek, who appeared on an earlier video and is returned. The Volatile Vek is annoying. We get a bonus if we keep it alive. When it dies, it explodes. Because I think it just depends on the way the game plays out, whether or not we'll be able to accomplish this objective. I'm not going to lose any sleep over it one way or the other. So let's see if we can maneuver any of these. It seems like we could easily get this Scarab to block, right? We feel like we really could get it to block something. Either of these, maybe the best one to put it on is to this one. So we could move Lily, for instance, down here and then push the Scarab onto this Vex spawn point to stop any Vex from spawning there, which might be a smart play. We also want to deal with this Scorpion, and perhaps we could do that by using the combat mech to just move here, grab the time pod, and do 2 damage to the Scorpion. Although I feel like I need to get the Volatile Vek away from me. If I want to do that, it feels like perhaps my best choice, just because of how far everyone can move, is to have Patrick Ross do the heavy lifting there to get rid of the Volatile Vek or to push it over to the side. And then we'll have Archimedes move this particular unit off over here. But the annoying thing is that keeps kind of all 3 units alive for the next turn, and it doesn't advance our position very much. So I definitely think the levels are getting harder, and I don't see a particularly good play. Whereas the last level was just a walk in the park, I don't see a particularly good play to start this game. So let's just try the option that we outlined and see how it plays out. So we'll start off by moving that particular unit, and I think we might have already seen the mistake that with that particular play. Well, we could move. Okay, never mind. It still might be totally fine. We move. We use Archimedes tactically because we're tacticians, and we can move Archimedes again. We might want to move Archimedes back to the center of the map, and then our final movement, we need to deal with this guy. And what we can do is grab the pod. Thank you, Lily. The crowd is certainly very excited. And that, I think, is one particular set of moves that we could use on this level. The pros, nothing's going to be damaged. The cons, we didn't kill anything, and we didn't do any sort of crippling damage. It feels like a pretty weak play. I'm going to end by pulling Archimedes slightly closer to the other units. I don't want to put it beside these guys though, because I don't want to get stuck. So let's do that. Let's just stick with it. I think it'll be fine. Yeah, I bet they feel real dumb attacking a whole lot of nothing. Okay, so the problem here is now there are 4 Vex, only 3 of us. Fortunately, one of the Vex is not going to attack anything, but I think we're already in a really bad spot. And the reason I say that is because I'm not sure if we're going to be able to stop all these guys with only 3 units. For instance, we definitely want to kill this Blast Scion because then when any other unit dies, it'll explode, which could be used to our advantage. I don't think I'm smart enough to do that right now. So one play that I think is fine would be to sacrifice one grid defense, maybe letting the Volatile Vex stay alive here to do some damage, and do a good job of clearing out these guys. Use Patrick Ross to kill off the Blast Scion, and then try to manipulate the other units, maybe pushing them over to the side. And that might be what we have to do. It seems like another play would be to use Archimedes to move here, shoot this space, which would kind of affect both. It really just affects this thing because this is just a passive unit anyways. So we could pull this. So we could basically, again, leave everything alive. So I think this is like one of those like short-term gain versus long-term gain situations where we could stop any damage from coming in, but we wouldn't kill any of the units. The obvious concern with that is that next turn when 2 more Vex show up, how are we going to deal with perhaps 6 units when we only have 3 in play? So I think this is a consequence of the moves we took originally. I don't think we're in the best position in this particular game. What I'm going to do is I'm going to sacrifice this particular cell to the Volatile Vex, and I'm going to use all 3 of my units to counter these 3 enemies. And I want to do as much damage as I possibly can to these guys. I think the best sequence here is going to be for your man, Patrick Ross, to do some serious damage, get rid of the Blast Scion. I'm going to use Lily, who is a very strong character, to shoot this Scarab, which is now killable by Patrick. And then finally, I think the play here is to move here, cause this particular unit, who is also in sort of kill with 2 health, I can kill with Patrick, and then just step back onto block. So next turn, another Vex will spawn. We still have the Volatile Vex to deal with, and we have these 2 guys both at 2 health. Not great, but I think it's what we have to deal. Let's do that thing. Oof. 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 I feel like Archimedes is just kind of, he's disappointed in us. He's a little disappointed. Okay. Perfect. So we did, it's kind of, we failed a sort of a roll there where we might have resisted the damage because we have this bonus that 24% of the time when a Vex attacks one of our buildings, nothing happens. We unfortunately didn't get a break that time. But now we have both of these guys who are land units right by the water. So those are going to be easy to take care of. I know I want to kill this guy with Patrick. So I'm going to just start the turn off thinking about that. Yes, and I can push in both of these units. Okay, excellent. So we took a loss for sure. We took that L, and I'm holding it real hard right now. But we're making a strong comeback as a result. So perhaps that's just, maybe that's just the way things are. Oh, I think I missed something there. I should have, I was too excited. No, it's fine. We'll move here. We'll knock the exploding Vex into the water. Oh, okay. I definitely did not know that the Vex would explode when in the water. That, we don't make mistakes on this channel. That was completely intentional. That's a learning opportunity for you guys to see how that interaction occurs, because I know you probably would mess that up, and I just wanted to help you out just a little bit. just a little bit, drop a little knowledge on you. I still don't think I'm going to change much. Maybe instead of pushing it into the water, though, we'll try to carry it. Try to just move it a little bit differently, if you know what I mean. Just a little different. Yeah, it'd be like that now. And I'm definitely going to block again with Archimedes. And so I really like Archimedes' ability to move again after it shoots, and you can see why here. We shot, and we moved again, and as a result of the bonus that we put into health, Archimedes is still A-okay after taking the damage from stopping the spawn point. So I feel like, some vindication, just a little, I'm tooting my own horn, and I feel like it's fine. I think that's the merit of being the leader of this team. All right, cool. So we've only got one turn to go, and we are going to be able to let the Volatile Vek live, and we'll get the bonus for it because it's not attacking a building, it's just attacking me. And that doesn't bother me whatsoever. In fact, one thing I could do is shoot myself and then just kill off this particular scarab, and we're all set. We did it. We completely did it. And we beat that level. So we did take 1 damage to the building. So it wasn't, what's it called? Like a victory royale. It wasn't perfect, whatever the kids call it these days. But we got both the bonuses. We got the time pod. We are looking A-okay. We're looking A-okay. And let's see what we got. Let's see. It's like a party favor. It's just, you never know what you're going to get. And we got something. So we got a smoke bomb, which looks really cool. It's a new weapon. So one thing to note is that the weapons you only really get one. So you choose, do I want this weapon? Do I want that weapon? I don't like changing my weapon, and I'll explain why later on. I like keeping the same weapons. All right, cool. Let's do one last map. And I've got some cool choices, but I think I'm going to be a wussy and take the Dust Bowl because I've already got all my power. There's no places that I can play to get power. I do think the cash money, those stars, that cash money are very cool, very worth it. But I don't think I think the money I'd gain, I would probably lose because I might lose some people. Some people might get hurt. So we're going to take the easy. So the maps with fewer health. Sorry, maps with fewer health are going to be easier for you. So whichever ones have fewer stars, fewer lightning bolts. Definitely, if you want a sort of an easier level, or at least on average in expectation, an easier level, check him out. Hard and fast. Patrick Ross is getting a little antsy. He's been cooped up for too long. Wants it hard and fast. So the reason I was mentioning that I don't like changing the weapons that these different units have is because so much of this game is thinking about how all of your units are going to play together. Like, what sequence of events am I going to use? What sequence of actions am I going to use? And these are everyone starts off with these same mechs. And so it kind of, I'm just checking the lightning strike. That sounds really cool. I can't wait to see that. I'm excited. So everyone starts off with these guys, and they have attacks that are very easy to understand, right? Like, this is a short range, medium range, long range, and the attacks work in an extremely intuitive way. I feel like I can get what's going to happen for each of their attacks. What I don't like, and the reason I don't want to change the weapon, is because when you do that, you now have to recalibrate your thought process for what's going to happen now. What's the right sequence of attacks now? And it just becomes, it makes your thought process change. And if you're someone who can deal with that change, I completely recommend it. There are definitely more powerful weapons that you can get. For me personally, what I like in games like this is to have the exact same, to just do iterations on the same pattern. Knowing exactly what I'm going to do, and then just slowly improving that over time as I learn more about the world and I learn more about how the different characters interact. So for me, it makes sense to try to keep the exact same weapons and then just iterate on it when I can. So to explain this turn really quickly, I want to stop the Vex from spawning, and I'm going to be able to do that. I also want to do as much damage to this particular unit as I can, and I can do that as well. I just want to stay off these lightning squares like we saw last time. It was a pretty cool special effect. Like, it was nice. I just want to stay off those lightning squares and do as much, damage to the Vex as I can. I think it's fine because it's such a nice level, I think it's fine to focus completely on blocking. To explain these bubbles up here, the idea is that when a Vec attacks one of these buildings, the first time they attack, their attack is reflected or stopped by the bubble. So you almost get like a free miss. You get a free miss. Like they can hit these buildings and nothing happens. It's kind of cheap, but it's what you get for picking an easy level. So I'm going to kill off, and the reason I want to kill off this particular Vec with Archimedes is that he is one of the, I want to make sure that he levels up. Patrick Ross, of course, is already leveled. He's already leveled up to the top. No like higher level I can get. So there's no point in Patrick Ross getting more experience. But Lily and Archimedes, they joined the squad a little later. They weren't here from day one. I'm not going to hold it against them, but they just weren't. And as a result, they're slightly weaker. We want them to get the experience when we have the option. Yeah, Lily's a trooper. I like that. Okay, great. So again, lightning effects. Everything is going swimmingly. And we've only got, so I really dislike how this says 2 turns still. I wish it just said 1 turn already. Oh, okay. Yeah, so like it kind of confuses me whether there's 2 or 1 turns because it doesn't happen until later. And we also have missed out on the bonus objective, but that's okay because I really want to show you guys that you don't need to get the bonuses every time. Sometimes it's fine just to do a little bit, just a little bit. So I think I have really good moves this turn, and I just want to show you guys what I'm thinking. It'll be a little surprise. You'll get shocked. You won't believe what happens next when I pull off these moves. So this is like, I'm honestly almost in autopilot on this level. It's because of the, like we've seen a lot harder levels. This one doesn't bother me. And I know I can push things into lightning strikes because the environment always moves first. Maybe that's something just to tell yourself every night. The environment always moves first. Something, just put it on the bedside table. Keep it in mind. Awesome. And this Vec, he feels real dumb for attacking that mountain. Real dumb. Perfect victory. Mission completo. And yeah. Okay, so I should have worried about my damage, but I want to show you guys that it's okay. You don't have to get the bonus every single time. Okay, cool. And just like on the last world, what happens is that you do some of the levels. You get to do 4. You can't do all of them, right? There's 7 potential maps that you could have done. We only did 4. And then after you've done the 4 that you're going to do, and it's totally up to you which ones you choose, you get to fight the final boss at the corporate headquarters. Let's do that next time. Peace.